Exactly 6 years ago, I remember I was living at my dad's place. I had stayed with my grandparents. At this point, it was about 5 months at my grandparents' place, and I was completely bedridden. I could not function. I couldn't even go to the washroom by myself. I would have to hold on to my 72-year-old grandma. She had to bring food to me every day. A lot of days she was spoon feeding me, helping me brush my teeth. I didn't shower for, at the longest, it was over a month I didn't shower. And so many things have happened in the last 6 years that I really didn't think was possible. Like, a part of me thought that these things would happen, like watching the sunrise from a beautiful balcony, even getting onto a plane, or even driving, or even walking again. That was a pipe dream 6 years ago. How's it going, Thrivers? Miguel here from CFS Recovery. As you can see here, it's a little bit of a different setting. I'm actually out here in beautiful Miami, Florida. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, you know I'm from Vancouver, British Columbia, up in Canada. If you're new to this channel, my name is Miguel, and I'm fully recovered from my hypersensitive nervous system issues. Now, people can call it CFS, long COVID, dysautonomia. There can be traces of fibromyalgia, but the reason I'm making this video today is really to show you guys what's possible, right? I've been staying here for about a week now, moving around to different hotels and different things. I was here for a meetup with other businesses. Now, let me actually show you guys what I'm looking at here. And the reason I show you guys this is not to brag or anything or show off. It's really to inspire you guys and show you what's possible. I'm going to be talking about that in a minute here. You know, you can see the beautiful ocean. You can actually see the sunrise over here in the morning. I think I'll put in a video right here. You can see the city over there, sun sets over there. This is very similar to something I had envisioned for so long when I was sick, right? Because here I am today. It is January 29th at the time of this video, 2024. But it makes me think back to everything that's happened in the last 6 years. That was 6 years ago. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Exactly 6 years ago, I remember I was living at my dad's place. I had stayed with my grandparents. At this point, it was about 5 months at my grandparents' place, and I was completely bedridden. I could not function. I couldn't even go to the washroom by myself. I would have to hold on to my 72-year-old grandma. She had to bring food to me every day. A lot of days she was spoon feeding me, helping me brush my teeth. I didn't shower for, at the longest, it was over a month I didn't shower. And so many things have happened in the last 6 years that I really didn't think was possible. Like, a part of me thought that these things would happen, like being on a trip like this, like watching the sunrise from a beautiful balcony, even getting onto a plane, or even driving, or even walking again. That was a pipe dream 6 years ago. And 6 years ago to today, I think of all the things that have happened that I never thought was gonna happen. In fact, 6 years ago, I thought that was my final chapter. I thought I was on my final chapter of life. Really, I did. Because I was just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. But, you know, I was trying my hardest. I was trying literally everything I could, every diet, every supplement. I was watching every YouTube video I could, whatever my brain would allow me to watch and handle without getting migraines. I had, at this point, missed several Christmases, several New Year's celebrations. And at the time, I remember I was 22 years old. Right now I'm 28, but I was 22 years old. And I thought, I'm missing my golden years. And this really does feel like the final chapter. It was a dark time. And I'm sure you guys watching this right now, you probably feel the same way, whether you're in your 20s or teens or 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, right? It feels like there isn't a life past this. And a part of my brain could not see that, because I was literally just trying to survive the day. I wasn't thinking about, I would love to go here one day. I would love to go there one day. I would love to eat this food. Because I had done that so many times in the past, and I just kept getting worse. So my thought was, why would I keep getting my hopes up and dreaming big if I'm just getting worse and worse? It's like the bigger I dreamt, the more upset I was, because that gap between where I was and those dreams that I had, that gap was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the bigger that gap of possibility was, the more upset I became, the more depressed I became, but I still held on to those things. And I think of the last 6 years, I've had the privilege of going to Hawaii, traveling to New York, California multiple times, San Diego, all around the United States. And I just think, what if I didn't recover? What would have happened if I just said, no, this is going to be the rest of my life? I would still be in that same bed 6 years later if I was still there. I felt like I was at my absolute limits. But so much can happen even in just a few months. It doesn't have to be 6 years. I've traveled well over 25 times in the last 6 years, and it just goes to show how much better life can get, I think. And looking out at this view, it makes me think back to all those times when I would wake up when I was bedridden, and I would think to myself, if I could teleport somewhere right now, where would it be? And it would be overlooking the ocean, turquoise blue water, overlooking a city, smelling fresh air in a beautiful climate. And that's what I'm experiencing today. It's almost surreal going on these trips because you think about it so long that once it actually happens, it's strange because it feels like you've been there 1,000 times before. And it's interesting because that's what it feels like after you recover. Because you are bedridden or housebound and you have all this time to think to yourself of what you want to do, it's almost like you've lived those experiences in your mind. So by the time you actually live them in real life, in the physical world, it's almost like you've already been there. I've only been here for 3 days, but I feel like I've been here, I've seen this view, I've felt this many times before, and so I just encourage you guys, no matter how dark the times are, no matter how much it feels like it's your last chapter or there isn't a life beyond this, whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, like I said, there are people all kinds of ages recovering from this and getting better. Granted, as long as you've had all your tests and scans done and the doctors are saying, you know what, you're fine to us. There's nothing we can really do to help you. If they've cleared you of everything else, this stuff will work. And you totally can increase the quality of your life, and it is in your hands. You can do something about it. There's something that you have access to, this superpower internally for your brain to recalibrate your nervous system, right? I actually have the video up here. What is a Mindshift? That's where I dive deep into this. So definitely watch that video if you haven't seen it already. But as hard as it is to think about what you want your life to be like after you recover or what you want to do, don't be afraid to dream. Don't be afraid to have these visions and write these things down. I remember I used to have a book where I would write down all the foods that I would want to eat, right? And I would write down all the places I would want to visit, all the things I would want to do if ever I recovered. But I didn't get super fixated on it. I really started getting better when I focused on my 3-foot world. What was right in front of me at that time? What did I have to do in that moment? And nothing mattered beyond those 3 days, but it's still okay to have those visions and those dreams, those things that kind of guide you as a North Star of where you want to be in the future. Doesn't mean you have to obsess about them every single day, but imagine if I didn't have those dreams of a life past CFS. Imagine if I just gave up and just rolled over and accepted, okay, well, I Googled it, I did some research, and they said you can't recover from this. I wouldn't be sitting here right now. I wouldn't be able to hop on a plane. I wouldn't have been able to go on those 20 or 25 different trips in the last 6 years. I wouldn't be making these YouTube videos, sharing these things with you guys right now. I would be sitting in the exact same bed, probably getting spoon-fed. So I just wanted to take you guys along with me. This is kind of a surreal moment for me, not even moments, actually trips, because it feels like I've actually been here before, because I imagine it so many times. But, just use this as an example to show you that anything is possible. And there is a whole different life beyond recovery, beyond CFS, and a life that's way better than it was before. Like here, I'm working as I'm on this trip. Like this is work. I have my laptop, I'm working, I'm looking at this view over here. I'm enjoying time with friends, I'm meeting new people, I'm enjoying a different way of life over here. The world is your oyster, right? And once you get your nervous system recalibrated, it opens up a door. It's almost like a different reality. We talk about this a lot in our programs, but the goal isn't to get you back to your previous life. Because if we get you back to your previous life, you're likely gonna fall into the same patterns that led you down this path of getting CFS in the first place, or developing this hypersensitive nervous system. So my life right now is actually better than my life beforehand. I'm able to work out, I'm able to work, I'm able to push myself very hard, but I know how to turn that switch off. And I know how to shift gears, if you will, in my own brain, in my own ways of thinking. Like if I'm out with friends, I'm not thinking about work. If I'm at work, I'm not thinking about hanging out with friends. I'm able to switch on and off into different personas of Miguel. Whereas before it was just one gear, go. and work as hard as possible, squeeze the most that I can out of every single day. But that's not healthy. That doesn't have balance. And truthfully, I don't really believe in balance. I believe in balancing, right? But there's no way you're going to have perfect balance all throughout every single different area of your life. It's very difficult. But that's for another video. In this video, I just wanted to take you guys on this nice balcony with me and share some thoughts with you and really show you what's possible. You know, this is one of the many visions I've had when I was sick and I was hospitalized. I was really bad. I was getting spoon fed. Even the doctors didn't know what was going on. They're like, you know, this does not look good for you, but our hands are tied. We can't do anything until I met my doctor. So I encourage you to never stop dreaming, never stop having that vision, never stop opening up that possibility for what life could be like after you recovered. Because I guarantee you, if you apply these principles, once you start making progress and once you start gaining traction and once you make it back to reintegrating into the world, that life is going to be better than your previous life leading up to this. And I don't mean better as in, you know, before you used to work out 5 times a week, now you can work out 7 times a week. Or before you used to work 40 hours, now you can work 60 hours. I'm talking about your overall quality of life, right? What is your quality of life? Mentally, physically, emotionally. And if those are increased, if those are improved, that will lead to a better quality of life. And the only way to recover from CFS or fix your hypersensitive nervous system is to improve those areas, is to be more efficient with the way you use your energy, and the way you think, and the way you do things. So as you learn those things, you're going to be equipped when you go back into the world, whenever you're traveling, whenever you're making plans, and whenever you're setting goals for yourself or going out and embarking on these missions to achieve those goals, you're going to be able to do it in a much more sustainable way. And I guarantee you, if I didn't get CFS or this nervous system issue when I was 22 or 23, or I actually got it when I was 19. If I didn't get it when I was 19, I would have got it when I was 25. I would have got it when I was 30 or 35 or 40. So now looking back, I would rather have it younger, because then at least I get to take away the lessons and tools and kind of the wisdom you gain throughout this period, this tough period of your life. And now I can apply it to all these other different areas of my life moving forward. So that's another thing too, is don't feel like you're wasting these years. Don't feel like you've wasted those years, because at the end of the day, you know, your nervous system was primed to get this. It was going to happen at some point. Whether you got this triggered through long COVID or some virus or some, you know, mold toxicity or something like that, just accelerated the process of this stuff. But it was going to happen regardless. So the sooner you can learn the lessons from it and the faster you can get out, the more you can apply it to the other areas in your life moving forward. And you're going to be able to squeeze the most out of the lemon of life. So that's all I wanted to say and share with you guys. I could honestly talk for hours up here, but I just wanted to share my thoughts with you and share my insights, as always, let you guys into the mind of somebody who's been in your shoes and came out the other side and kind of what life is like right now. So I'll give you guys another quick look at the balcony, or another quick look at the view over here, because one day, you know, this can be you. This can be you. You could be on a boat over here. There's a lot of cruise ships passing by here. That could be you on the jet ski. This could be you on the beach. And it is absolutely possible. It could be you driving the car down there. You on some of these boats. You in some of these restaurants, right? You on these airplanes that are passing by, traveling to your next trip. So anything is possible. Keep dreaming, keep having that vision. And always remember that you are just one mind shift away from living life with thriving health. You are a thriver. See you guys in the next video.